Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Business Spotlight. Today, we are welcoming a lady called Rebecca Keane. Rebecca is the founder and the owner of Keane People. You can see from the logo just to Rebecca's left-hand side there. Rebecca's business has a very interesting statement on her, or Rebecca makes a very interesting statement on her website as follows: the ultimate destination for building exceptional dream teams around the world. Now, I think Rebecca's going to tell us about a pivot, a strategic directional change away from perhaps what she would have referred to originally as the tech and the cyber security sectors into other spaces. So I'm looking forward to hearing all about that. Rebecca, tell us, welcome to Business Spotlight and tell us all about it.
Thank you, Ellis. Yeah, I'm happy to be here and happy to tell you a little bit more. So, yes, Team People is was a traditional recruitment agency. We would work with clients across the UK and some abroad, and we'd work with them to find particular people. So they'd have job roles or vacancies. They'd work with us. We'd go and find the people and place them in the job roles. So that was the old traditional method, and it kind of some of the clients would work on sort of a no-win, no-fee basis, so which means big fees at the end when the candidate's been placed, or a retained model. So they pay sort of 50% up front and then 50% on delivery.
Okay.
For any business or recruiter to be, or a single recruiter to be successful in that way, you need to have lots of these clients ongoing. So some work, some don't work, for example. It was towards sort of the middle part of last year. I was sort of getting sick and tired and fed up of listening to clients saying, not my clients obviously, because I do a great job, but prospective new clients saying, we don't trust recruiters. We have used recruitment agencies in the past and they haven't worked because of a number of different reasons. Recruiters are expensive. The fees are really expensive. We don't like getting a big bill, and we don't know when we're going to have to pay the big bill, so we prefer not to use recruiters. And I mean, the list can go on, right? There's loads. I hear what they're saying. So as a small business myself, and obviously looking to grow, I have the same challenges as the clients and growing my team. So how can I provide a service which I think is fair, which I think is suitable for today's world, because we've got technology now. A lot of technology and AI do a lot of sort of the admin work for us, which is great, saving
Yeah,
us time, so we could do the real job, like talking to people and really engaging. So
absolutely.
how do I create something? So go away from that mistrust from the old traditional method and start something new. Well, here we have it. The Keen People Talent Hub was born. So it's a subscription model form of
Okay.
recruitment. So long gone are those days now. So you would engage with Keen People.
Uh-huh.
We'll sign you up. We've got a client portal that you can use, so it's easy access to the data. So no CVs being sent. I mean, post, we rarely do that these days anyway. But emails, not knowing where the email was, having to search, it's all collated in one place for the client. So technology has saved us a bit of time there and solved that problem. The monthly subscription has obviously helped clients as well. So they're not getting the big bills at the end where they don't know when they're going to have to pay it or which
So we're
month is going to. So we've
flattening it
got
out.
steady cash flow, absolutely, which actually clients are absolutely loving, because now that they can tell their finance directors it's okay because we know where the recruitment costs are coming from, and we've spread it. So it's an easier flow for people to work with. Not only that, I think with the monthly, we're able to add add to the subscription as well. So
Okay.
whereas you'd engage previously and you'd say, I've got one role or I need you to do two roles, well, we'll do however many you need. You just move your subscription up and down as of when you need it.
That makes total
We
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so what we've done is we've called it, instead of job roles or sort of skills, we've called it seats. So clients will work with us and they'll allocate some seats. So they might need, let's say, five people coming up over the next 12 months. So they'd basically have a subscription for 5 seats, and then they can move the seats up and down. The real clincher for people at the moment was those 5 seats are protected. So whilst you're in that subscription period, if that person leaves, which they do, it's inevitable.
Sure.
Clients would usually, in the old traditional method, have to go out to a recruiter again, pay the same fees, find the
Okay.
same person. With a subscription, It's within the subscription,
I
that seat
see.
is filled. So whether they leave, we will just replace them. We've already got their talent pool. We've already been building it. So we just go back and access that and then find them the replacement.
And tell us about the for the benefit of the viewer and the listener, because you've got you were very specific around the tech and the cyber security space. So
Yes.
how are you pivoting there? Is there a shift in that direction as well or not?
So absolutely. So yes, my passion and my background is tech and cyber, but the rest of the
Okay.
team aren't necessarily that passionate. So we have other members of the team who much prefer looking at sort of data type roles, or other members of the team that would go off and do other. The reason the subscription model works is we wanted to come away from having to niche down. So I don't know if how much sort of recruitment you've done or your audience has done, but
Lots, lots.
yeah. So you'll know the usual way of recruiting, the traditional old mindset was go and find a niche agency to find you that niche role if you want a specific
Yeah.
technology. So
Construction or
yes,
something. Yeah.
construction. So what that would then entail is you would go to the agency, and it's usually the recruiters within that agency that have the networks. So it's usually a recruiter that you know that has the network of people. Well, LinkedIn exists, Facebook, Instagram, all these social media platforms, which
Mhm.
now everyone has access to. So
Okay.
effectively, your network is no longer your network because they're connected to everybody else.
Everybody's there.
So
Mhm.
absolutely. So how could I create a talent hub, which is it doesn't matter. So it's industry and geographically limitless, basically.
Okay.
So what we're doing is we're working with clients on what their skills are, what they need, whether that's reception or it might be a project manager for a certain contract,
Okay.
or it may even be a CTO, or and that's again going down technology, but you might even need a COO or a COO or a marketing director. What
Hmm.
we're doing is we're building the talent pools specific to that business. So it doesn't matter what skill, it's the same principle, it's the same ethos as if you went to a niche agency, except we're doing it just for your business. We're not looking at other agencies, we're not looking at other skills and sectors, we're only looking for the ones that you need. Does that make sense? What your talent capability?
So how do we translate this? Let's think a little bit
Mm,
past now keen people for a minute or two.
yes.
Let's give the viewer an angle into how they can learn from what you're doing and apply it to their business. So
Yes.
how did you reach? You mentioned that you reached this conclusion actually through your own sort of observation of what was happening when you were talking to prospective clients. How, where was the barrier? What kind of bumps did you run into when you were looking to integrate this different thinking approach? Where were they?
So great. So the bumps in recruitment started years ago, and actually, sometimes we just carry on because we think that's the only way.
Okay.
And when those bumps become too large now, they're too disruptive and they're
Mm.
too frustrating. It's only then you're sort of thinking, hang on, there's got to be a better way. And technology's moved on so much now that there is a better way. So yes, the challenges are what spurred this sort of pivot on. Challenges of clients clients wanting to pay invoices, but it's 60 days, and negotiating fees. We don't want to pay that fee, but we want to pay this fee. It's all sorts of things like that, which actually is not very fair. If you're doing the same job for one company, you should be charging the same for another company. So do you see what I mean? I also
Yeah.
things like yes, sorry.
Forgive me. Sorry, I was just going to say. I think it feels like your pivot is attempting with inverted
Yes,
commas, attempting to remove the pressure points or the pain points that you
yes,
perceive that your target customer has, right? So
always.
there's the key point for the listener, isn't it? It's how do you take your existing model and not
Yes.
continue to do what you've always done, but to actually listen to the marketplace and provide what the market requires, right?
Absolutely. There's a really good book, and I can't remember, but I'll send you the link so your listeners can have a link to it. And it's ask your customers why or something like that. It's
Okay.
fantastic, and that's how to do it really. So if you're thinking of solving a problem, particularly recruitment, so it's been it's an industry that's sort of so old and antiquated now. But actually, what are the pain points? So ask your customers, the ones that you work with, ask the lapsed customers, the people that you don't work with or no longer work with.
Okay. Okay.
Firstly, it's a really good conversation to have. You know, actually, what didn't work for you, and
Yeah.
what were the things? And it's with that information you then take a bit of time and you start mulling over. Well, why would they say that? And if that was to change, how would I do this? And the thing is, you've got to take your business owner hat off. So, as a the managing director or the CEO of the business, you've got to take that off, and you've got to apply yourself as if you were using your service. What would I like from this service? What would I want to achieve? And how would it feel if I offered this? And would I like that? Would I agree to that? Or would
Very
I
interesting.
look for problems? So yeah, you kind of have to really separate yourself from the business and look at it and view it at bird's eye view almost from what your clients are seeing. And what you think they're seeing is not. You
No,
think that it must be the money, it must be this. Until you've asked them, you do not know. So always ask. And
always ask. And
people are quite good. Yeah, they're quite good at telling you.
so always ask and always listen, right? So that's cool.
Always.
Yeah. Let's just paraphrase for everybody a little bit there. So I think that the book that you're referring to is Simon Sinek. Start with why. So
Uh,
it's or
yeah, let
not.
me just I'll see if I
Yeah.
can find. Yeah, no, I read that one. That was really good.
Okay. Yeah.
And usually I have the. Let me see if I can find it. It's usually on my bookshelf, but I'm not. I'm in a different office today, so it's not there.
So there's a
Um,
key listener. There's a key learning for the listener right there whilst you're looking is
yes.
always
So
educating yourself, right? Always.
absolutely, 100%. So the book is called "They Ask, You Answer," and it's
Ah,
by
Marcus Sheridan. Marcus Sheridan.
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
fantastic book. And I've thoroughly enjoyed reading it. And it's the type of book that you can go, you can dip in and dip out. So you can go
Absolutely.
back and reread bits just to refresh your mind. But
Have you
I would 100% recommend that book.
have you watched Marcus speak from stage?
No, no, I've seen little YouTube clips, but never
Well,
sort of in person.
little insight. So my eldest son, whom actually his business is the organization behind the Spotlight Initiative, and he wrote a book in conjunction with a very famous business expert, which was released November. Where are we now? 20 November 22. And Marcus Sheridan and Joshua toured the country um, speaking to audiences. So Marcus is somebody that we're really closely allied with. Very, very interesting guy.
Yeah,
So everybody that has not read Marcus Sheridan's book, They Ask You Answer, go out and
yeah,
read it. He's also got a second book which is specifically dedicated to the art of using video in SME marketing. It's a
100%.
very, very good book. So let's get back on track for everybody. Thank you for clarifying that Rebecca. So what we've got here in Rebecca's business is clearly a company that is not afraid to change, not afraid to tackle new opportunity through forcing itself into different spaces. And we love that. That's creative. It's brave. It's challenging the paradigms that exist in the company today and also in the market. But I'm guessing, Rebecca, tell me if I'm wrong. The constant is going to be running through your values. Now you have values on your
Yeah,
website. So tell us about the values because there were one or two in there that made me smile because
good.
they were really I want to say they were crunchy, but
Yeah.
tell me where they come from.
Yeah, that's definitely my personality. But part of any business setup, even at the beginning, it really should start with like the Simon Sinek. What's your why? What are your values? And your business should absolutely encompass that. And that the one thing about Keen People is it those that know me, they know that that's my personality. It screams it screams me. Yeah, so values are absolutely key, and they'll help you drive your mission as well. And if you stick to your values, it helps stop you from going down sort of attractive cul-de-sacs. So, for example, working with clients who aren't your target fit, but you're doing it because you want to get some money in. But actually, if you align it to your values, and if they are not your target fit and they don't align with your values, then I'd highly recommend just double checking that that's the course you want to take. So
Perfect.
values, for example, so for me, my values are always around people. They're very sort of people focused. I've got a background in psychology, so I really love understanding the inner workings of the brain and how the brain works, how behavior forms, what people
Wow.
do, how in different scenarios. I absolutely love that. And that's something that I really like to encapsulate within the business. So we try and lead everything with a sort of a psychology focus of, why do we do this and what's the purpose behind it?
What's driving it? Yeah.
That's it. One of the other things is authenticity. So authenticity for us is being yourself. So whether that is being the personality that you are, if you struggle with mental health conditions, that's part of who you are. So be authentic. You don't need to label anything, that kind of stuff. And so we're huge believers in diversity, and everyone should be included, and the equality around that. So authenticity for us is the same as with our business. So what you see is what you get. There's always transparency with us. There's no hidden agenda. We work with people because we genuinely want to help, and we will do what we can to help. And I'm a firm believer. If you've got it in your capability to help somebody, then you should definitely help.
Question for you, Rebecca.
Yes,
How did you define help everybody understand how you defined the
yes,
values and why did you pick the four? So the four that were on the website this morning when I was
yeah.
looking at it, no BS, okay.
Ah, right. Okay.
We'll let people figure that one out for themselves.
Yes,
Humanity, high quality customer service, and uh, people matter. So
yes.
those four values. Help us understand how you arrived at them and why you picked those four.
So interesting you say that. So actually, behind the scenes, we've got lots and lots of values, but we can't put them all on the website. So we have to do the ones that are going to be the most accessible for people to understand and appreciate. So one of my values is having a sense of humour, and as you'll get to know me, I'm always joking, making light of situations and that kind of thing. One of the other areas is brainstorming what it is that gets you up in the morning, the things that get you up in the morning, the things that make you smile, the things that make you happy, that you can feel your soul is like these are the key things.
Yeah,
And so for
great point.
me, those four values stem from a whole host of values that we've got. We've got a long list of things that we truly believe in. So humanity is obviously, people. It's people focused, people first, and that encapsulates so much more than just saying authenticity or DEI or any of those sort of. We wanted to encompass the whole lot because it's about us as humans, I should say, and animals as well. So we always try to add the animals
I
because
noticed
they're
the
important.
dog. I got the dog as
That's
well.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cecil. So yeah, so that's
Cecil. Yeah.
there. Cecil, yeah, the cyber searcher. So yeah, sorry. So the values as well. So we had to try and make them understandable for everybody. So whether you are uh, based in China and you're reading from there, whether you're based in America or the Deep South, so everyone could understand what that meant as a
Okay.
universal term rather than sort of the specifics. One of the other key values, and this is another book, and I highly recommend if you're setting up a business, trying to grow a business, read as much as possible because it gives you so many ideas.
Yeah.
It was Dale Partridge's hashtag People Over Profit. So again, that's on the website. You'll see that. This is a really key value for us because um, business business has been seen, obviously, being in the corporate world, and when people talk about business, they've got a stereotype of men in suits,
Yeah.
white middle class men in suits, dare I say it,
Yeah.
going into Canary Wharf doing the banking, and it's changed from that stereotype. We no longer need to look at it in that way, and a lot of people think business is about making money. Well, yeah, that's one part of it because we all need to do it, but actually not. Businesses are there for sustainability, they're to change the world. There's so many different businesses, and what Dale Partridge taps in on, and there's another great book as well written about the shoes. Is it Sam's shoes or Joe's shoes or something? Um, he taps in on driving a business from a place of purpose, i.e., people first, people matter, and then the profit will look after itself. But it's those
Absolutely.
businesses where the world's changed so much now that it's very a lot of people would look at businesses, big corporate businesses that are just trying to make a quick buck, and they'll move away from that. It's the
I think
ones that are doing things to help our community, help our planet, that really do engage with their consumers and
yeah.
work with them to obviously engage a partnership.
So again, for the benefit of the audience, how unusual is it for us to be listening to the owner of a small business that is able to be comfortable in the fact that her company is a reflection of her? Okay, this is very important because people don't understand this, you know. They try to make something that they think people would want to engage with or want
Yeah,
to perceive, but in reality, everything is a reflection of us. So maximum respect, Rebecca. I really
thank you.
like what you're sharing there with everybody. Excellent stuff. Now, we've talked a little about value. So succinctly, if we can, I just want you to touch on now purpose. So if we can put it into sort of a sentence or two for the listener, how would you describe succinctly what Keen People's purpose is?
It's a really, really good point. Our purpose is to make sure that people have a purpose. So one of my major drivers is making sure that people have work or a place to go to, a community, whether that's volunteering, whether that's a workplace. But having a purposeful activity each day is what drives us forward. And whether that's putting candidates in jobs or building companies to help them with their purpose, that's what drives us.
Brilliant.
Me in particular.
So gritty, sort of
Yeah.
gritty reality again. It all comes back to people, doesn't it? And we're circling. I'm not doing these in order, so don't
That's
worry
okay.
about it. I'm very deliberately not doing it. So go back to vision now. So so
Yes.
so so again, in a couple sentences for everybody, just explain how you guys would articulate the vision of the business then going forwards now.
So yes, it's really good. So the vision before, which was focusing on traditional methods, would have been, let's make sure that people are, finding work, getting jobs, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Clients are getting the right people, building exceptional dream teams, and that. Whereas actually our vision now is different. We want to disrupt the recruitment industry because it is absolutely
Okay.
crying out for a change. And I, for one, I'm not going to stand back and charge clients lots and lots of fees because things haven't worked out through no fault of their own. What I want to do is give them an option where they can work with recruiters in a fair, feasible way, that's cost effective, that works for both parties, and that, screams, let's rebuild the trust again.
Mm.
And I don't want to be hearing from clients saying things like, we don't use recruitment agencies, we don't trust them, we don't get a good service. Come on, recruiters, we need to up our game. I'm not saying all of them, but we, as an industry as a whole, we really need to be looking at how we up our game, how we reset the standards, give people the service that they are due.
Good, good. So I've got a couple more questions on that in a second. Mission.
Yeah,
So let's talk about mission now. So the absolute sort of day to day, week by week focus. Again,
yeah.
keep it succinct. What's the mission right now?
So the mission is basically just getting the subscription model out there. So get
Okay.
people's head around moving away from the old traditional ways because they're not fit for purpose anymore, and start looking at how do we really embed a talent solution within your business to help you grow and scale. That's the mission,
Love
and
it.
we're already on that journey, and we are loving every single step of the way. It's so
So,
nice.
so you were
Happy
telling
clients.
Hey, so you were telling me before the session that the website's been reconstructed right now.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
uh, so just for the benefit of the listener again, you're obviously a marketing-centric business. You're leading with marketing. How do you guys manage control marketing? Is it in-house? Are you outsourcing? Are you building your own plan and giving it to others? How does it work?
Really good question. So it's all in-house at the moment, because behind the marketing is all my sort of creative ideas of how I want this message to go across. And I don't feel like I'm ready as a business to be able to pass that on to somebody to know and be able to pull out of my head what it is that I'm trying to say. And
Hmm.
marketing, there's no one size that fits all. It'd be really easy if somebody just said, here's your marketing plan, you just get on and do it. It doesn't work like that
No.
because people don't buy like that. People want to buy from you because, or buy from your business because they identify with something. You either solve a problem or they identify like, yes, you look like the type of business that I want to engage with. And so marketing for us is about adding value, helping others before we help ourselves. And if for any reason, they have an issue and they want to talk to us a bit further, then that's when we would engage. We're not pushy salespeople by any stretch. So our marketing is all about how do we add value, how do we give information, how do we help, and then the rest comes after that.
So you have to solve your target client's problem, otherwise you can't do business
Absolutely.
with them, right? So, but it's interesting. What I was hearing there, though, you didn't quite say the word, but I was kind of hearing it was trust, really.
Yeah.
In the sense that the marketing, I think Keen People is very good. It seems to be very good at engendering trust, which will give
Yes.
people the confidence to come to you, right? So let's
Yes.
let's change tack now. Let's go again away from the gritty stuff, so everybody understands the need for vision. We're coming back to vision. Um, what's your now? What's your thoughts on planning for exit, Rebecca? Where are you going with this in your own mind? Because I find certainly through my business coaching practice and then through the non-executive work that I do with people and so forth, that too few business leaders are ready to talk about their exit. There's all sorts of fear and limiting beliefs and head trash around that. Where are you on that?
That's a really, really good question. And when I entered the business, I wasn't ever thinking about exits. It was more just a passion, a labor of love that went alongside. I was well, I'm still am single mum, so I was running a business alongside motherhood, and so there was no idea of exit because it was kind of this is what's paying for my life. My
It's a
daughter's older
job,
now. It's a
basically. Yeah.
job, yeah, and my daughter's grown up now, and I'm sort of like, oh, okay, life is sort of back to me. Now what? And so yes, those thoughts have come in. So what do I want to do? How do I want to build the business? And the one thing, um, and I've worked with business coaches in the past, and I have sort of ideal businesses that I look at and I go and ask for advice and things like that, like
Good for
mentors that
you.
I just think, wow. And speaking to them when they've exited businesses, it's really sort of given me a thought now. Is like I'm not going to be here forever, and I don't think my daughter wants to take on the business. It'd be great if she did, but I don't think she does. She's got her own life and her own ideals of what she wants to do.
Sure.
So what happens then? And so yes, my thoughts are now back on sort of exiting, and yeah, the hardest thing is separating the passion, the blood, the sweat, the tears, everything that I've invested in the business, and realizing that there will be a time when it's I will need to move on. That was probably another reason for the subscription, setting up the subscription, is
Yeah, I can see
because
that.
how could and there's a great guy called Mike Ames. So he created a business, sold on a recruitment business. I went to one of his sessions and he said, and obviously he knows the market very well, that recruitment businesses are really hard to sell anyway. So unless there's a niche, it's a very difficult thing to do. And with that in mind, I was thinking, okay, well, what can we offer different so people would want to buy the business? So yeah, so no hard hard plans to do so at this stage because I'm still really enjoying it and I'm really
But
enjoying creating this new service. And
but it's good to hear that it's in your mind. That's great.
it
So,
is
and
definitely,
it's not in enough people's minds. So I'm just going to circle around something now. So bear with me, just for
yes,
everybody's benefit, and perhaps it may even be of value to you. So we describe levels of businesses or business ownership within the power play coaching sort of philosophy as being level one, level two, level three. So level one is a business that is struggling for cash flow, that has some clients, not many clients.
yes,
And it flips and flops. It's like a seesaw. Then we have the roundabout business, which is level two, which is quite a strong company. It's paying its taxes,
mm,
employing people, paying mortgages for people. It's doing all the right things, but it's reliant on the person or the people that started the business and that own it. When they slow down, it slows
yeah,
down. They've got a problem. So
Yeah.
level 3 is a business that's able to function day to day without the business owner. It's got autonomy, and that business owner is able to have time back to think and to plan and to meet people, to take time out to. Now, what we're talking about here, Rebecca, is a business owner that's generated what we would call freedom of choice. So they now have
Mhm.
wealth. Wealth means time multiplied by money. They're able to choose what they do with both. Now,
Mhm.
tell us, and everybody, where are you? Be honest with yourself. Are you level
Absolutely.
1? Are you level 2? Or are you level 3?
So just thinking about your levels, I'm probably sat in the two, to be honest. So
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
definitely not level 3. The systems and the processes are where I need them to be. And whilst I'm pivoting with the new subscription, there's a whole host of things that need to be realigned.
Okay.
So we're now where the processes were before are no longer fit for purpose. We've got a different service, so we need to now think about how we deliver that service in a different way. So recruiters, they call themselves sort of 360, so they're the people that would pick up the new roles, the new clients, and then go and fill them
Yeah.
with the candidates. And then there's a new term, which I can't stand these terms, to be honest, but 180 recruiter. So this means
Right.
that they do half the job. So they'll either do the new business, and we've kind of sort of taken that model, and so we've got people that would be working with the clients, and then people that would be looking for the candidates. So there's two different sides. Until we have that sort of built, the processes are rebuilt on how this happens, and we're able to then show how it works in a succinct way, and successful. And then we'll be looking at, okay, like we could probably start looking towards moving into in level 3.
Okay, that's great. So obviously that's the right answer, because the two couple beautifully with exit. Because now
Yes.
at level 3 you have the freedom of choice to sell it, to keep it,
Yeah.
to let the team run it, or to remain involved, but at the pitch and the pace that you want
Yeah.
to. To be honest, Rebecca, the whole purpose of the business spotlight is to help people see the path to level 3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
listen, it's been an absolute joy to talk to you today about your business, and
Thank you.
I think that the people listening and watching, I know that they will be taking a lot out of this. For me, I'm loving the energy. I'm loving the personality. It runs through the business. It's clear. Um, we talk often in marketing about points of differentiation, about the ways to be unusual, to be a purple cow, to quote another brilliant book
Yes.
title, by the way.
Yes. I
Um,
read that one.
yeah. So thank you, Simon Sinek, again. So the simple point here is that Keen People is doing that through force of nature. We love that. Keep it up, Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you.
Please come back again and do another one with us at some stage.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that would be great. Thank you very much, Alice.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye bye.